Hi everybody, Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRFBets Race of the Day for Wednesday, June the 19th. Race number 8 at Belmont Park. We're going a one-turn mile and a 16th. It is an optional claiming event for 3-year-olds and up. Make sure you bet the race of the day each day this month. And when you play $7 to win on any one horse in the race of the day, if your selection finishes second or third, you get your money back. Learn more at promos.drf.com. Let's meet the field for race number 8. Want to remind everybody you can download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access some handicap along with us. We'll take the field in post-position order, beginning with the number 1, Giuseppe the Great. A lot of people forget, Mike, this horse was 3rd in the Pennsylvania Derby and 2nd in the Jim Dandy back as a 3-year-old. He just hasn't won in a very long time.
Yeah, he hasn't won in a long time because they race him over his head in just about every start of his life. I guess you could say it paid off in some ways because he is grade 1 placed. But the only time they ran him in an allowance race as a 3-year-old is the only time that he won after breaking his maiden. And then they went right back into races that are too tough for him. His first 2 starts this year aren't great, but they're headed the right way, and he fits well in this field.
And he was in tough against Candygram, who's an up-and-comer last time out. And Roaming Union, the horse that finished directly ahead of Giuseppe the Great, well, he came right back to earn a 91 Beyer speed figure when running second for a $100,000 tag. Giuseppe the Great is not the speediest horse out of the gate, and that could really be key here as we take a look at the Timeform US pace projector. This is one of those new gray bar scenarios, and Timeform US believes that there's no speed in the race, which means there will be no pace, and horses like Giuseppe the Great and the number 2 Dynamax Prime, who is last early on the pace projector, might be in trouble. The good news for Dynamax Prime fans is he likes to win races. He's won 3 out of 4, and he's going out for a red-hot barn.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2 since Rob Atras took over. And he's run, competitive figures, I guess. Both of those races, it's worth pointing out, and I guess this is relevant considering the pace projector. He had competitive paces in both of those races to close into, and he's not getting that yet.
Number 3 is Proven Reserves, and he's really the key to the race, isn't he, Mike? Because we haven't seen him since last year at Saratoga, so it's almost a year now. This horse did some good things as a 3-year-old for Chad Brown. It's just a shame that he's had his share of physical problems. I thought he ran well in his last race at Saratoga, 3 wide around both turns against a decent field that included Super Tapit, who came back to earn a 91 Beyer. The 4th horse came back to earn a 91 Beyer. This is a very long layoff, however, and at 4 to 5 on the morning line, I can understand anybody saying you're supposed to try to beat him.
Yeah, it's the main concern for him. He's a pretty talented horse, though. And if he comes back off the layoff and he can still run and he's ready to run, he's going to be pretty hard to beat in here. I actually like this horse. I thought he ran well in all of his races last year. And I actually, he won a 2-turn mile and an 1/8 race at Saratoga. I actually like this horse maybe going a little bit shorter.
And this no speed designation could work very well for Proven Reserves, especially if he's a little bit fresh off of the bench. Maybe Arad Ortiz just takes the race to everybody else. The number 4 is American Tattoo. Group 1 winner in Argentina, got a very nice 112 Timeform US rating for that race. And then in the first start for Todd Pletcher, first start in North America, I don't think it was the easiest trip in the world. I think it's worth noting the horse took a lot of money that day. The 3rd place finisher came back to win with an 86. We've got a Todd Formulator fact for American Tattoo. Past 4 years, horses 3-year-olds and up on dirt, moving from sprint to route in optional claiming races off a 45 to 60 day layoff, 50% winner, 70% on the board, 363 ROI. If I was Jose Ortiz, I would go.
I mean, I guess I would too. He didn't really get it. It's hard to say if he has speed or not, but he didn't get a chance to really show it last time because the horse that won the race, that wired the field, carried him in at the start, and it left this horse sort of chasing in behind. That being said, he was terrible in that race. And he just, I guess he just got really tired in the stretch. I mean, the whole field ran by him. I suspect he's better than that, Dan. I wouldn't take too short a price on him in here, but I think we'll see a better performance.
I'm not sure if Holiday Bonus, the 5, is good enough to win this race, but I think it's safe to say that he's dirtied up in a few of his recent races. They put him on turf in his last 2. That's not his preferred surface, I don't believe. 3 starts back, he just tried to come from off the pace in a race where California Knight was just gifted the early lead and he went gate to wire. And then before that, he's 89 to 1 in the Excelsior, 31 to 1 in the Bernardini. I mean, if you go back to that optional claiming run on New Year's Day, that's probably the representative effort. I'm just not sure it's good enough to win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about him anymore. He runs well at times on turf, but doesn't win that often. He runs well at times on dirt, but doesn't win that often. I guess he fits well in this field, but I'm not betting.
Timeform US has the 6 Twisted Tom out there on the early lead, but the way this horse has been breaking out of the gate in his most recent starts, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Twisted Tom was an extremely promising 3-year-old for trainer Chad Brown, winner of the Empire Classic at 3, and then he only raced a couple of times as a 4-year-old, and I don't know, Mike, where this horse is right now in form. All I know is he's taking a tremendous drop in class after taking on Marconi and Rocketry, who came back to run 1-2 again in the Brooklyn with stereo 99 buyers.
Yeah, I mean, he's the main threat to the favorite, especially if Proven Reserves needs one. Listen, you have to be concerned that he's just not as good as he was anymore, but I don't know. You know, I thought going into the flat out he would appreciate the mile and 3/8 because he seems like that kind of horse, but I mean, really, how was he going to win that race? Those horses are just too good for him. I don't know what they were doing to back, trying to contest the pace with him. That's really doesn't seem to be his running style. I don't know. His races 3 and 4 back make him a huge contender in here. And I think if Proven Reserves isn't ready, this horse will beat him.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Wednesday DRFBets Race of the Day. We both hate to chalk out, just both liked what we saw with Proven Reserves, and we think if he can take a small step forward despite the long layoff, he's probably going to win this race with a decent trip on or near the pace. Mike, you also like Twisted Tom in case the 3-horse isn't ready. You'd use both in the pick with most weight on Proven Reserves?
I think I would just use them both. I mean, I didn't want to pick Proven Reserves. I just didn't really love the alternatives. And I couldn't really talk myself into Twisted Tom because I'm just not sure he's the same horse. But I would just use them both.
We'll see if Chad has Proven Reserves ready off of the layoff. And remember to play the race of the day with your money back offer. Bet $7 to win on any one selection and any race of the day this month using your DRFBets account. If your selection finishes 2nd or 3rd, you get your money back. Promos.drf.com is where you go for all the details. An approximate post time for Wednesday's race of the day, 5:18 Eastern. Good luck.